What's going on, everybody? This is the Sports Nerd back here with a reaction to the Thursday night football game between the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Uh, Quick, just kind of breakdown. Eagles won 34-27. They really were just kind of running through that Green Bay defense. I really think having Montravius Adams kind of hurt the Packers' run defense. Kenny Clark can't do everything. The pass rush for the Packers kind of non-existent. They did have a little bit of pressure later on in the game, but for the most part, Carson Wentz was able to do what he could. The Packers secondary looks pretty good as well, but I mean, you can't get a pass rush. It doesn't matter how good your secondary is. You could have Richard Sherman and Patrick Peterson covering guys, and the lack of pass rush will prevent you from getting anything. The Packers defense, I mean, it looked bad last night. It definitely looked bad, but I think this was their first really real test of the season, playing actually a good team in the Eagles, despite what their record said. I know the Eagles were 1-2 coming into the game, but they really saved their season last night with a good win over a good quality NFC North opponent. Good game for the Eagles, bad game for the Packers. Not completely bad for the Packers, though. Aaron Rodgers did finally, my prediction in that was correct. I couldn't get my prediction video to upload for some reason, so that's just the way the cards fell. Aaron Rodgers did go off like I said he was going to. He had over 400 yards passing, led the team in rushing, which I thought was bad, and had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception though. But at the time he threw that interception, you were trying to win that ball game. Basically, Aaron Rodgers had a good night. Davante Adams had a really good night. He had, I think, 10 catches for like over almost 200 yards, which was a career day for Davante Adams, which is really good. He needed that after the kind of struggle he had these past couple weeks. Unfortunately, the injury bug did not hit the way I thought it was going to. I thought the Eagles were already pretty depleted. They weren't going to be too successful, and the Packers had a good bit of guys, so that I thought they were going to be successful. But the injury bug bit hard last night for the Green Bay Packers. Star running back Jamal Williams, that two-headed monster they run with Aaron Jones, he was knocked out on the first offensive snap for the Packers. Took a bad head injury by Derek Barnett. I thought he should have been ejected for that hit, but it is what it is. And basically, he's out for the rest of the game. Who knows how long he'll be out. Brian Bulaga, the right tackle, had a shoulder injury, did not return to the game, left about mid-third quarter. Tony Brown had a hamstring injury. It's a corner for the Packers. Star corner Kevin King, who was really locking down Alshon Jeffrey last night, he had a groin injury, which has been plaguing him since last season. So hopefully he can get past that. And potentially the biggest injury of them all, star receiver Davante Adams, the guy who just had the career night, he has turf toe. So there's no telling how long that injury will keep him out. I kept Julio Jones sidelined for several weeks. So hopefully Davante can kind of get past that pretty quickly, considering the fact that the Green Bay Packers next Sunday play the Dallas Cowboys. So we're going to need everybody healthy that can possibly play next week, trying to match up with Dak and Coop and Zeke. So good game for the Eagles. I really think they put all 3 phases together. A couple special teams mistakes by the Packers, allowing a really big return in the first quarter, and then also kicking the ball out of bounds, which gave the Eagles the ball at the 40. That's basically it. Next week, Packers play Dallas at Dallas, and if they lose that game, it's not quite a deal breaker for the season, but at the same time, they got to be careful because they also still play the Chiefs and the Chargers later in the season. So hopefully the Packers can get their issue straightened out. Good quality win by the Eagles, get them back to 500, and still a long season ahead, only 4 weeks into it. So we'll see what happens.